So actually, there are two ways of seeing this issue. One is people who say that what I want to eat, I want to eat. But others say there is a big politics behind this food. Like for example, banning and other things. So that in this politics also, more than what I want to eat, the politics involves more. For example, there was a many good number of so-called creamy layer kind of Dalits who don't eat beef. And there is a good number of Indian Buddhists who really come and fight against organizing beef. Though there is a big tradition in Buddhism also. So that how do you respond to these views?
Yeah, it's a very good question when you talk about, that among the Dalits itself, that there is a significant section of people, who are opposing or would not eat, beef. But I would like to look at, this issue from two different kinds of perspectives. One is, no one can say anyone's food is untouchable food. It is such an obnoxious way of looking at it. The problem of untouchability itself is obnoxious. And there is another kind of an obnoxious practice, which is being now, spread in this country. What is a touchable food or untouchable food? There is nothing called untouchable food. It's the people's right to eat whatever they want to eat. And I think, the whole politics of, this beef festival, the whole politics of eating, pork and food, they do not want us to assert our right. One has to look at it, from that kind of a point of view. They do not want, certain section of the people to assert their cultural right, their social right, their food right. They do not want any kind of an assertion of any nature. Their worry is, now, if these people are going to be organizing, these kind of beef festivals, and if we're going to be allowing beef and pork into university campuses, they are becoming very assertive. They are becoming, a dominating kind of a force. One has to look at, when you talk about, the politics, it is, what we are talking about, is politics of, domination, politics of assertion, which, certain section of dominant groups and dominant castes in this country, and, a political party like BJP and RSS, do not want, us to assert that right. One has to look at it, very clearly they look at it. For centuries, we were not allowed to study. For centuries, we were not allowed to get into temples. For centuries, we were not allowed to assert. Now, they are looking this as an assertion. They are looking at it as an assertion. That's why, they do not want. Many Buddhist groups are supporting. They are saying, that they must have a democratic right, eat, beef. So, one has to look at it, from the... Now, what is the BJP saying? When JNU is organizing, this food festival, beef being served in JNU campus, they are saying on September 28th, it is going to be a major event. They are saying, there are going to be consequences would be very serious. What are they talking about? Consequences would be very serious. 60% of the people in this country do not have the right. 60% of the people in this country are below the poverty line. 60% of the people in this country do not even have drinking water. 30% of the people are treated totally live in inequality. They are treated as untouchable. They should talk about that as a serious consequence. Where is the question of a serious consequence when we want to eat whatever kind of a food we want to eat? And they are also making it a big issue, saying that there will be law and order problems. There are several kinds of law and order problems are there in this country. They are saying, well, it is the Maoists who are going to be asserting. Where is the question of Maoism? It is the students who are now tuned to certain ideological framework, but that is the role of the university. The role of the universities is to not simply produce graduates. The role of the university is to make people think in an ideological framework. The role of the university is to make people raise an issue. Universities are not polytechnic institutions. We are not teaching simply some kind of a skill for them. We are shaping young minds, and it has taken 65 years in this country. These young minds are today reacting. These young minds are talking about that we must have the right to eat whatever we want to eat. These young minds are asserting themselves. So when you're talking about the politics of food, the politics of food are raised by the dominant groups. these conservative groups, the so-called Brahmanical groups, are raising these issues. So we must look at it. There is no politics of food, where we are concerned. They are trying to politicize the issue by trying to stifle our rights, by trying to infringe onto our democratic right, to our cultural right in terms of whatever we want to use. That it is politics of assertion, to my mind, and we must try to assert. How long are we going to be keeping quiet? How long are we going to be living in inequality? How long are we going to be tolerating this kind of a discrimination which is taking place in this country? So those kind of a dominant forces we are opposing. And I think this is a major movement which should take place in the country, not only in one campus like Osmania and JNU. There are 500 university campuses in this country. Across the campuses in this country, a major movement has to emerge. And I'm sure one through this major movement. This is a reform movement. This is not only a question of our right to eat. We want to reform the society. We want to get into some kind of cultural reform by saying that we must have the right. We want to reform them, that you have not allowed us to eat whatever we want to eat. And what a tragedy in this country, which talks about that we are the largest democracy in the world, that large number of people, 70-80% of the people want to eat. The data indicates in this country 80% of the people are eating beef. 80% of the people want to eat beef because it is available, it is nutritious, the research has indicated, but we were not even allowed to eat. In that kind of context, we need to look at the entire issue.
So actually, BJP is saying, though the press statement given by BJP is not that clear why they are opposing, but however, the BJP says that while serving beef, you are hurting Hindu sentiments. So that, what is that you think? What is, and why do they have to oppose like this serious consequences like that? So what is the behind this? What is it happening, and what is the ideology also they have?
Both Bharatiya Janata Party and RSS is simply scared about the domination of certain section of people. Certain section of people. When we are talking about eating beef, there is nothing in the Hindu religion. There is nothing which says that people should not be eating. Several groups, several OBCs, several Hindus, several Dalit families, Dalit communities, backward class communities definitely eat beef in this country. Beef in this country. They are only worried about why BJP is opposing is not on the ground of a religious ground. They do not want, because BJP unfortunately is having many of them who believe in so-called Hindutva ideology. They are thinking that we are going to see that they've been away. They get away from BJP kind of a politics. BJP as a political party do not want any of them to assert. This is a question of domination. This is a question of assertion. That's how we need to look at it. Their politics is altogether different. They are thinking they are going to be losing their political base. They are thinking now university campuses that all the students are being enlightened, all the students are being educated. They do not want students to have that kind of a political assertion or cultural or social assertion. That is why their opposition to this. It is not going to be any kind of a law and order problem. There are not going to be any kind of a consequence in this country. There are several kinds of problems in this country. Why is the BJP not raising that issue?
So
why is the BJP not talking about inequality issue? Why is the BJP not talking about promotions and reservations for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes? Why did the BJP stall the parliament? When the bill was supposed to be introduced, why did they not? BJP as a political party does not want any kind of an assertion by any kind of a group. That is their politics. So and we are trying to oppose their politics. That is why this movement is taking place in this country.
So, but in India, at least the so-called, let us keep at least in the literature level, not in the practical sense. In a theoretical Ethiopian world, it's an Hindu world, so-called Hindu world, in country where majority population are Hindus, so that the cow is a holy animal, so that you are cutting a cow and you are serving that. So that how do you see this one?
No, there's nothing holy about the cow. There's nothing holy about the cow. Who decided the cow is a holy animal? Well, where did we get into this notion of that it is the holy cow. There's a whole lot of debate is going on about what is holy. Whether cow is a holy or buffalo is a holy. No political party in this country has got to decide that is the holy cow. That debate is being raised. But why are they not making an issue when beef is being exported? Beef has been exported in this country for the last 60 years. Why are they not raising that issue? Why are they not raising that issue? They have been in power for quite some time, but then they did allow. Where is the question of holiness in this country? When we want to eat certain food, then you talk about the holiness. People of this country have not decided. There is nothing called Hindu society. Who calls this society as a Hindu society? Just because a political party, certain fundamental forces call this a Hindu society? Society is based on stratification of India. Society is based on caste in India. If there is anything which is a reality in this country, caste is a reality. Hinduism is not a reality. Religion is not a reality in this country. All groups are divided on the basis of caste. All groups practice certain food rights and cultural rights on the basis of their community practices, not on the basis of religion in this country. It is one political party which is trying to promote Hinduism. There is nothing called.
There are literatures like cows are holy. What do you say, like Manusmriti, Upanishad, like that. Now, how do you see that?
It is again the domination of certain groups. There is nothing. All of them should be abolished. All of them should be abolished. We need to rewrite history. When you are talking about Vedas and Manusmriti, there is nothing. We need to abolish them, and we need to rewrite history. We need to look at from a scientific manner. There is nothing rational. There is nothing logical in Vedas. There is Manusmriti. We need to, and there are intellectual section of students in this country who are raising, and there is a need for us to look at relook at all these moribund values, outdated values, unscientific values, irrational minds which are there in this country. And that is the role of a university. University's role is to develop scientific temper. University's role is to develop rationality of mind. Because we believe in rationality of mind, because we believe in scientific temper, we are raising these issues of eating beef and pork on university campuses.
So last one question. We are speaking about BJP, but BJP is one political party at least came out openly in a press statement, like stating that consequences or whatever rubbish they have given. But however, what happened to this left movement? But when we say these people, at least BJP is coming forward, as they all hold their ideology very strongly. But what happened to this left movement and other movements, like Congress is ruling party, fine, but what happened to this left movement who claim progressive?
It's a good question again. One has to look at what is the domination. One has to look at the character of the left movement itself. What kind of people which are there in the left movement. Historically, if you look at for the last 60 years in this country, the left movement has been dominated by the Brahmanic forces, by the upper caste forces. Take Andhra Pradesh an example. The entire left movement, whether it is CPI or CPM, or including unfortunately the Maoist movement, is dominated by only one community, the Kama community. So one has to look at the character of the political formation of the left movement in this country. Who are the people today who are there in the top leadership of the left movement? Who are Brahmanical forces. And these Brahmanical forces do not come out openly and say that eat beef and pork. One has to look at the character of this political party, the political formulation itself of this political party. That is why the left movement is not coming out openly. What a sad reflection for a university like JNU, which is supposed to have produced so many left scholars, which has been supposed to have been taught by so many left thinkers. Today, in that university, a major university where lot of left scholars, a lot of people with radical mind who taught, in that particular university today, there is an opposition that this beef and pork. Then the universities have failed in their role. One has to look at the left movement also from that kind of a standpoint. Why are they not coming out openly and say that when you believe in a democratic right, people of this country also have that right to eat whatever food they want to use. What kind of you are talking about other kinds of rights in terms of distribution of land. Forget about distribution of land. Allow people to eat whatever food they want to eat. Fight for their rights. And I think we've got to look at the character of the left movement in this country, because it is dominated by
vegetarian population,
status quo forces, dominated by Brahmanical forces, dominated by certain certain powerful caste groups in this country. That is why they have not come out openly in terms of trying to support. All of us thought that JNU, which has been existing for about 40 years, that it has been a university with left kind of a leaning. Today we find that majority of the students are also opposing the movement which is taking place on JNU campus on 28th. I certainly want all of us believe in democracy in this country. All of us believe in any kind of a democratic rights in this country should support that movement which is going to be taking place on JNU campus in Delhi on the 28th. People must have the right to eat whatever food they want to eat.